Hello everyone, I'm Kevin if you are new. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today is August 1st and we are going to make a cocktail and some nibbles. The nibbles, or appetizers, can all be prepared ahead of time. And the first thing we are going to make is something I have never made before. It's jalapeno poppers. So the poppers are simply halved jalapenos that are stuffed with a cream cheese filling. I will link the recipe I'm following in the description below. We need 3 tablespoons of chopped scallion, plus more for garnish. We also need 6 strips of finely chopped, previously cooked bacon. Now put 8 ounces or 226 grams of softened cream cheese in a bowl. Add 1 minced clove of garlic or 1 teaspoon of garlic paste, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, plus grinds of black pepper. Then add 3 tablespoons of the chopped scallion, 1 cup or a big handful of shredded cheddar cheese, and all of the chopped bacon. And then we need to mash all of these ingredients together. I'm using my nifty mixing fork here. Then we need 12 jalapenos. I have some jalapenos here that I bought from the supermarket, and then I have some out in the garden. Those are the jalapenos that you and I planted together from seed. So let's go fetch them. We had a ton of rain last night, so my jalapenos are already clean. What I have to do next is cut each jalapeno in half, and to do that, we are advised to wear gloves. Jalapenos can be very hot. If you are working with jalapenos and you happen to rub your eye can really burn. So, great idea to wear gloves. I'm going to start with my garden-grown jalapenos. I'm going to try to keep the stem intact. And I definitely want to remove the seeds and ribs. The seeds and ribs are the hottest parts of a jalapeno. The easiest way to remove them is with the serrated edge of a grapefruit spoon. All right, my jalapenos are all halved and the seeds and ribs are removed. Let me fetch a baking sheet. So I've removed all of the seeds that were scattered about my cutting board. And then we can start filling the jalapenos. And we are not supposed to overstuff the peppers. We want the filling to be in line with the top of the pepper. Spoiler alert. I have fallen in love with these jalapeno poppers. They are my new favorite thing. I did quite a bit of research on jalapeno poppers, and I learned that you can freeze them unbaked. If you like jalapeno poppers, they would be a very convenient thing to have in your freezer. Now these bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for 18 to 20 minutes. I'm not going to bake mine just yet. I'm going to pop them into the refrigerator while we make the other appetizers. Okay, I just tried some of this filling. It is super delicious. Yum. For our next appetizer, we are going to make charcuterie skewers. So I have some cornichon or gherkins here, cheddar cheese, pepperoni. By the way, I bought the cheddar cheese already cubed, very convenient. And I have some sliced, uncured, oven roasted turkey. I want to cut this turkey in half. You can make little cocktail skewers from just about any ingredients you like. Then I'm going to cut each half in half. I'd love to invite friends over for drinks and nibbles. So much easier than hosting an actual dinner party. Gherkin, cheddar. This is a white cheddar. Pepperoni that I will fold in half. Turkey that I will fold like this. Another pepperoni. And another piece of cheddar. Well, I think that looks attractive. Here are the skewers. I did taste of one, very delicious. We made some other skewers with melon and prosciutto and balsamic glaze several weeks ago. I will try to remember to link that video in the description below. I'm going to clean up my workstation and then we can prep the ingredients for the next appetizer. Refrigerator. On to the third appetizer. I'm going to make pita pizzas. And the first thing I need is the pizza sauce. So I have some good quality tomato sauce here. Into the sauce, we can add some onion powder, garlic powder, and oregano, or oregano. You can buy pizza sauce already made, but usually it has a lot of sugar. Sometimes it even has high fructose corn syrup in it. This is just pure sauce. And there, our sauce is made. The first pizza will have onion and green and red bell pepper. I won't need this whole onion. I'm going to let my nifty little onion chopper dice this onion. It can also dice my green and red bell peppers. I have lots of bell peppers in my garden. They are the peppers that you and I planted from seed, but they are too small to use in today's recipe. I'm so glad that several of you recommended this veggie chopping gadget to me. I can link the product in the description below if you are interested. Look at how perfectly diced these vegetables are. Now we need to briefly saute them. Olive oil. Salt. And pepper. Our sauce is made. Our veggies are sautéed. Now, we cannot assemble the pizzas until just before we need to put them in the oven. So I'm going to let this cool. Meanwhile, we can run to the flower store because I want to put some flowers on our little cocktail party table. We are home again. Here are the flowers. I also picked up a few greens. I think this is called lemon leaf. Flower preservative. I'd like to start by first arranging the greens so that they create a kind of grid that holds the flowers in place. I also have this Texas Hicksii, or upright yew, from my garden. You can never have too many greens in a flower arrangement, in my opinion. And there we have it, a nice little arrangement for our cocktail table. I have set my oven temperature to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to preheat this baking sheet in the oven. So this is whole wheat pita bread that I'm putting on my pizza peel. For the first pizza, I need a little of the sauce we made. I'm also adding a little drizzle of olive oil, just for extra flavor. Then we need some of these lovely diced vegetables. I can use the leftover vegetables for an omelet tomorrow morning. Shredded mozzarella, not too much. I'm going to top the next pizza with some ricotta cheese and prosciutto. And I need to stir up this ricotta. I'm going to add a little olive oil to this. And a pinch of oregano. These pizzas were unbelievably delicious. I hope you will give them a try someday. I have some basil in the garden. I will be right back. When I said I have basil in the garden, I mean I have a tremendous amount of basil in the garden. We're going to harvest that in maybe the next episode. I want to add these gorgeous, fragrant leaves to my prosciutto and ricotta pizza. Set these aside while the oven finishes preheating. Meanwhile, I want to fetch the jalapeno poppers from the fridge. Now, I don't think we need to bake all 24 of these poppers right now, so I'm going to transfer half of them to another dish so I can freeze them. I've decided to freeze just 10 of the poppers. Fortunately, the pizza and the jalapeno poppers both bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. The poppers need 18 to 20 minutes or until the cheese melts and browns lightly. When the poppers are about halfway finished baking, I will add the pizza to the preheated baking sheet that's in the oven. The pizza only needs 5 to 7 minutes. My pizza and poppers are done, and I'm keeping them warm in a 200 degree Fahrenheit oven because we need to make a cocktail. And I think the cocktail du jour should be a blueberry mojito. I've never tasted one before, but it sounds interesting. And I will put a link to the recipe I'm following in the description below. So we need about 1 cup of blueberries, and we need half of 1 lime cut into wedges. And we need about a dozen mint leaves. This is mint from my garden. We have to muddle the blueberries and the lime and the mint together. And the recipe says to do this in a highball glass, but I'm going to do this in a heavy-duty glass measure here. I do not own a proper muddler, so I'm going to try using the handle of this whisk. We will see if it works out. This whisk handle actually worked very well as a muddler. Now we have to add about 1 ounce of simple syrup. This is nothing more than equal parts sugar and water that are boiled together until the sugar dissolves. You and I made this simple syrup together, 6 months ago? It keeps almost forever in the refrigerator. I'm going to call that 1 ounce. Now we can divide this muddled madness between 2 cocktail glasses. Now we need to add the juice of 1 lime, half a lime for each glass. Now we can add some rum. This is white rum. The recipe says 4 ounces, but I'm going to add this much. Then we need just a splash of sparkling water. Then we need some ice. The recipe says crushed ice, but I don't have any crushed ice. Then I need to give this a little stir. Then we need to garnish the drinks. So I have a couple of lime slices. I'm going to tuck right into the glass that hopefully we can see through the outside. Then I'm going to put another lime slice on the edge of the glass. Of course, I have to have a taste for you. Oh, it's very good. Very limey, plus the blueberries, the simple syrup. This is delicious. It's also very refreshing. Let me clean this up, and then we can fetch the poppers and the pizza. I want to garnish the jalapeno poppers with some chopped scallion. Here's the pizza. We can cut this pizza into squares or rectangles. The pita crust turned very crisp in the oven. That's because we preheated the baking sheet. And I want to garnish the pizza with some torn basil leaves. Let's bring our little cocktail feast into the music room. I have a friend who's coming over later to join me for a cocktail and some nibbles. But first, I want to try one of these jalapeno poppers. Holy cow. This is one of the best things I have ever put in my mouth. It has a little heat, but it's the kind of heat that you want to keep eating. It's really delicious. Cheesy, savory. Honestly, I think I will make these jalapeno poppers again at Christmas time. Pizza. If I didn't tell you, you would never even know that this was pita bread for a crust. It's crispy, it's flavorful, and the bell pepper topping is just perfect. I don't have to taste one of the charcuterie skewers because while we were filming, I was busy eating cubes of the cheddar cheese and the cornichon and the pepperoni and the turkey. And I've already tasted of the blueberry mojito. It is absolutely refreshing. We have filmed myriad cocktail appetizers that you can make ahead of time, and I will post some of my favorites from those videos in the description below. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we prepared this little cocktail feast and we arranged some flowers. I can put a couple of my other videos at the end of this one that you can enjoy between now and my next upload. Until then, please treat yourself extra well, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers, friends.